Alright, let me just get the game loaded up here, and we should be jumping right into Act 7, hopefully getting through that, and Act 8, so that we can sort of be prepared for release this weekend. Just get logged in here. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. That's right. We were going to read or listen to some of the dialogue from everybody after killing the Brine King. So let's see what their reactions were to all that stuff.
The Black Crest. She lives again. Oh, me grandfather. Still can't believe Merville did that to him. Bilesome bitch. At least his spirit roams free once again. Wonder if he'll come and visit his favorite granddaughter one more time. Anyways, with the Brine King gone, you've done a fine thing for us seafarers. The waters won't no longer pander to the whim of an overgrown bloody crustacean. And damn me if I don't feel a stirring in me loins. It's the ocean calling, like a lust-starved lover. But for now, bugger it all.
Well,
I'll be sticking about Lion Eye's
like
watch
grandfather, like
ship.
granddaughter, I guess.
Nah,
or granddaughter, like
don't
grandfather.
feel sorry for me.
Gross.
What with me womanly wiles as sharp as they are, I'll be having Tarkley help me pass the time. Just you see.
Clearly the old Brine King wasn't worth his salt. A fish out of water, if ever there was. But, I suppose, as someone wise once said, you can't teach a crab to walk straight. Too much. Yeah, be honest with you. All this fishy mirth is me.
I wonder if we're gonna get any bad poetry.
She's not coming back to us, is she? Can't say I'm surprised. What with everything she's been through, what she's become. I wish her all the happiness she can find out there in the sea. More than she could muster on this god's-awful land of ours. You've the deck of the mighty Black Crest under your feet, and old Whalem himself to man the helm. Well, I'll be a pirate's monkey, mate. You sure do know how to travel in style, exile.
Alright. What's Tarkler gotta say?
Hope for a chance to see Nessa again. Dreamed it like some
Maybe he'll turn into a me-man? A merman?
No. She's not one of us anymore. But at least she's not like Mervale either. Can't overlook a mercy like that. Who knows? Perhaps Nessa is better off this way. Not like this is much of a home to come back to anyway. Look, I know you did what you could. And for that, you'll always have my thanks. Farewell.
Poor Tarkley. Maybe there'll be some sort of a, like, Disney My Little Mermaid thing happening. Turn the dialogue volume just a hair. Am I quiet or is the game quiet? Why question mark? It's either my voice or it's the music in game that you can't hear. Okay.
Ah, yes. You do seem to have a penchant for presenting yourself when times are at their most perplexing. It would seem that our Almighty has forsaken us. False deities from ages past now rise and ravage, while our blessed innocence remains as silent as the stones at my feet. So much for Templar propaganda, eh? Well, I suppose if we are to fend for ourselves, then I should answer your troubling arrival with our own most pressing tribulation. The relic that washed ashore and started all the chaos. It was covered in ancient Val inscriptions. Symbols were much weathered, making them challenging to translate. Yet I did my best. The inscriptions spoke of the god Ralakesh. If this object somehow housed the spirit of that many-faced monstrosity, then I fear we are all in danger. Ralakesh was renowned for his penchant for subjugation and control.
I get to kill Groost,
I urge you to
salty
destroy
bastard.
this god before his strength and dominance grow insurmountable. Nip this divine threat in the bud. Yes, Ralakesh, the god of many faces. I read about this god when I looked after the museum in Theopolis. It said he was obsessed.
Oh, so I wonder if like the animal pack that I ran into in the forest
base animal instincts.
that had the 3 heads, if that was like
the citizens of one unfortunate Val
his
city.
dudes.
Alas, the name escapes me.
They
But I
just, well,
do
you know,
recall
people
that
die,
his
right?
experiments brought his subjects to the brink of extinction, and that he was forced to enslave
Rayclast
many
is a cold and bitter
primitive
place.
Asmerian of the time so as to repopulate it.
Oh wow, this isn't even voice acted. I wonder if they're gonna put more voice acting in for the final game. Fevered recitations and broken abolish. Strange 8-phase rituals. And then one night, Silk gathered his collection and scuttled off into the darkness without a word. Silk has always been susceptible to fine fictions. Perhaps he has finally shunned reality altogether. Whalem.
A fascinating case that flies
Alright,
in the
well I guess
face
this is
of all
voice
that
acted.
is natural. Whalem is undead for sure. Something we have in spades in Rayclast. But a sentient, reasonable ghost? Now that is rare indeed. When we talk, I feel as if I am staring into the breach, witnessing that which man was not meant to know. I have theorized about what animates them. Keep your wits about you.
Oh, that's a pretty cool combination. So it's just Groost and Silk who are gone, it looks like.
Turn your back for the barest moment and Rayclast bites you in the proverbial. I imagine that's how you're feeling upon visiting us this time. I'm afraid that the Inquisitor's spirit has indeed returned to the Chamber of Sins. Yet while you won't encounter Meligaro by wandering his halls, I do perhaps know how you can find him. Whilst investigating the Fell Shrine, I learned of the existence of a map, forged by Meligaro from his own viscera. This map allowed him to transfer his spirit into another form of existence,
A Horcrux, if you will.
safe house to which he could retreat should death ever attempt to take him. Understanding the map's purpose, Vol tried to
Meligaro
destroy
is Voldemort.
it to no avail, so he locked it away deep within the ruins of Frisia Cathedral. Find that map and place it upon the Reverie device in Meligaro's old laboratory, and when you step over that threshold, expect... Don't get me wrong, I've witnessed many unsettling things in my lifetime, but a spectral corsair living next door to me? We reside in dark times indeed when the I didn't think
Oh,
it
yeah,
possible
so-
for silk to grow any more peculiar.
Well,
But
how was
then
your
I've been
day?
wrong about so many things since
I
coming to
guess I'll start by
Rayclast
asking
that I
this.
shouldn't have been at all surprised. Still, it's interesting that his behavior of late has mirrored
How's
that
work
of
and
certain
everything?
Templar zealots I had the dubious pleasure of meeting back in Theopolis. Like them, Silk appeared obsessed with finding answers to this reality in some ethereal realm of divinity. For my part, I prefer to keep faith in this world. The answers that come from beyond are seldom the ones we want.
He's okay. Things are starting to pick up a little bit. It was a little more busy today because they robocalled everyone who hadn't done payments yet. So call volume is a little higher than usual, but nothing too bad.
The unholy thing within that device. It possessed Groost, turned him into a monstrosity. We fled the village, and as I turned back, I saw he was killing them. The stragglers, killing them all.
Not the children.
My Groost is dead.
Listen, dead babies and dead children don't exist in this game. We already know that. Like, GGG retconned those kinds of things.
I'm aware that you
August
and Groost
24th.
had something of a commercial relationship prior to his accident. As is the Asmeri custom, Groost's few possessions have now passed to me. I'm by no means the warrior he was, yet I know my blades and bows well enough. At least it's something I can do to honor his memory.
Let's see. Anything? Good.
Farewell.
You were right.
Oh, just
the great spirit spoke in my
the
dreams.
way I was saying
Told me
anything.
that darkness would again drown our lands. You,
Yeah, so I looked at all those
walk
builds
before the flood.
based
What
on
is this?
comments on Reddit and like all the YouTube content creators and streamers posting their
No. Older
starter
than
build
spirit?
guides and stuff.
Fear grips my throat. I shake, but the spirit drapes a warming cloak upon my shoulders. This ancient ghost that follows you. It has the trust of the
If
spirit.
Dark Pact
And if
is
the
even
spirit trusts, then I trust.
remotely as strong as people are speculating it's going to be, I mean, it could be pretty bonkers damage-wise if you just go straight up life. And that's how you scale it. So you just go strength. So I'm wondering, that's why I was thinking about hidden potential. Because you would just need resist and life on your gear, and then eventually you would transition out of hidden potential and your rare gear would get strength on it for more life, essentially. And then after that, since it's chaos damage, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff on like that left side of the tree. So I don't know if you would want to go like do occultist, because they get some extra damage bonus stuff. You could maybe go Scion, because you have access to all the jewel nodes and you could get more life that way. But the one that I was thinking probably would be the best is Berserker, because they just get flat life leech damage, and since Dark Pact uses life to scale the damage and it does 6% health damage to you, if you just have generic life leech on any damage you do, then you just get that back. And you could even, it should be pretty good with Abyssal Cry, because you can use Abyssal Cry to heal back some of the damage that you're taking too, because you can just spam war cries. So the real question is, do you go blood magic, or you know, I don't know. Should you go blood magic and get the extra life behind that? I don't know if that's worth it.
My heart weeps for our old home, but what the
But
spirit
if
gives, we must embrace.
they said that they needed to update the numbers, and so that what was revealed yesterday or last night wasn't the final thing. Wait, what did you say?
My heart weeps for our old home,
Right.
but what the spirit gives. I watched Silk for many days, scurrying to this old Val stone.
So Dark Pact,
scurrying to
I
that
think,
old
is
Val
probably
room,
going to be pretty
always
crazy.
muttering. He talked and talked and talked, yet I heard no one answer. The spirit warned that I should stay away from him. It pained me.
Yeah,
Silk is
that's
my
true.
friend,
But if you're
I
doing
must
enough
listen to
damage and you're
spirit.
leeching 1% of
I
it,
go from Silk's
6%
sight,
of your
I
health
know
is
he
nothing,
gone from
right?
mine. I do not know where Silk go, but I see him in dreams. He is caught in great spiderweb that stretch into darkness. And that spiderweb, it is full of bones. More bones from more people
You
than
could
I ever seen in
forego
my life.
blood magic and go
If
mind
you
over
find
matter,
Silk, please,
and then
free
pick
him
up
from
more
the
mana as
Don't
well
let him
on the
become
tree.
bones like the rest.
And that could be your like your health pool, so that when you get hit, right, 30% of any hit goes to your mana first, just to kind of offset some of the potential damage.
Rayclast has changed. Once, I knew my place in this world. I knew my place within the spirit. Now, doorways have opened. Doorways I can neither see nor touch, but through which the spiritless ones pass all the same.
Right, but Berserker leeches 1% life, 1% of your damage back as life. So, let's say, feasibly, you can get like 7k with okay gear, 7k HP. So then you would lose every time you cast, right? Let's see, 6%. That's like 420 health per second that you're losing. Well, however fast you're casting. But if you're doing really good damage, then you're getting that back. And you'll still have potions. So
I belong to no one but the spirit. I have no need for the sweet words and caresses of a ghost. Whalem, he makes me laugh, and he hears the voice of the spirit. Not in the same way I do. His spirit speaks of the great waters beyond this land. He pays heed to the spirit, and the spirit loves him for it.
well,
I do not.
looks like none of the ladies in the camp are falling for Whalem's wily ways. Two. Oh, I guess because it's over 3 seconds. They do not want the Ghost Pirate D. Now let's see if... Oh man, I was wondering if Whalem was going to have any comments after their comments about him. Oh, I didn't know there was these kinds of wings in the game. They were pretty cool. Are there? Huh. Gore feather wings? I know there's gore wings. I didn't know there was like the feather version. What's my defense? I'm close to getting capped where I won't need purity of elements. So just like a decent amulet with resists would do it. I also forgot to send myself my filter so I could update it. But I wrote down everything I need to add in the format that I need to add it into my current filter, so I can just like merge them later. The only thing I need to figure out is I don't know what... There's some new item type called Peace, and I haven't seen it referenced anywhere, so I don't know what it refers to in regards to items. I've included it to just be shown if something drops that has that, like, item type, just to be on the safe side. So I guess we'll see.
I cannot do this again.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I also have to update my sounds so that they, instead of playing alert sound, it's play alert sound positional or something, so that it actually tells me what direction it drops. What? Oh no, what? Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm surprised they wouldn't be classified as, like, a unique then. But that's good then. Let's check the map here. Broken bridge, and there's no offshoots. Wait, let me make sure there's not anything. Okay. Buried near the broken bridge. Wayland's locket's around here somewhere. I thought the ancestral war chief that goes like pure fire was pretty... I know I saw that like a league or two ago, but I still thought it was pretty cool. The problem is at least last league and the league before that, that prophecy and that item were really hard to find. Like, they were expensive. Most likely because people weren't doing prophecies that much, because there was no challenge involved that required you to do prophecies, so I'm hoping with this league it may be more available and cheaper, because that would be a fun thing to try out. Now, Pox's RF Slayer, or not Slayer, RF Berserker, the one I'm talking about is Ancestral War Chieftain, that converts all the damage from physical to 100% fire. Because when you play Chieftain, eventually your totems become immune to fire, and they can taunt, and you leech the fire damage they do. So they're immune to Elemental Reflect at that point. They don't do physical damage anymore. And you leech all of that damage, and any extra elemental damage is also converted somewhat to fire. So like Hatred, 50% of that's converted to fire. So any small amounts of elemental damage that they do, when they leech, the totems heal themselves as well. So they just heal themselves. Pox's build is pretty cool because it allows you to go RF really early, like level 30 to 40, which is very early for the Righteous Fire build, because you just spam the war cry and it heals you. And then, like, you have the potions, you know, for any, like, oh shit moments. The Fire Nova Miner looked, from the little bit that I watched, looked fine. I guess for me it's more, I don't particularly like the having to stop and then drop something and then detonate it. Like, it leaves too much time to get hit. And maybe it's just because I haven't played it, so I don't know the mechanics all that well. But, I don't know, man. I know it's strong, right? Like, I know that. I've seen plenty of videos where it's killing all sorts of things. I just don't know if it's a playstyle that I would enjoy. And it's like, yeah, you have to stop and cast totems, but that's all I have to do. I don't have to, like, stop, cast totem, and then stop, like, and then tell it to attack. Yeah, and then you run into, if you do any kind of, like, decoy totem or something, you run into the problem of the monsters walking away from where you put the mines. So it's like you'd have to, at that point, then it's like 3 things you'd have to do almost stationary, right? Or at least 2 things you'd have to do stationary, and then the other thing you could do afterwards. So I guess its defense is that the offense is so high it just kills stuff really fast before they can hit you. I was also, I mean, there's other people saying they were going to go like Glacial Cascade Mine and what was the other one? Frostbolt Mine, and I think those people were like happy with doing because it's kind of like Bladefall where it's ranged and a directional attack. So it can just, you don't have to be as close to get it to trigger and hit what you want it to hit. I hear crying in the background. What do we have here? Master of a Million Faces. Yeah, this is the Crossroads. So Chamber of Sins, Fell Shrine, and whatever the forest is, Eastern Forest. I don't know where that's going to take me. Oh, that would be the Old Fields or something, right? Yeah. I need to go down here to pick up the item, and then go back to the Reverie device in... Oh, it's the graveyard, but daytime. Also, Broken Bridge didn't have any Creighton, so where the hell did he go? Because Groost was the one thing, right? Groost was... Or not Groost, but Oak was the... Alira was the avatar of that parasite thing. I guess I don't know what if anything happened to Oak either. Huh. Oh well. I think so. Because Groost is the avatar of the whatever this other minor god is that I'm gonna go kill. The one that has a million faces. Hey, there's a
Come
Katarina.
to me, exile. Let us speak of the death.
And then that Sunder build that I sent you, the Gladiator, that's super tanky. Same idea with the other dual strike build that you were looking at, except it doesn't go crit, and all of the block that you get from the Ascendancy and from like dual wielding and picking up all the block on the tree and stuff eventually will also apply to spell block. And so if you can cap your block, like, you're blocking a lot of damage for most damage in the game. Like spells and attacks. And you pick up Resolute Technique, so you don't have to care about crit. I think you can block your own reflected damage, but you have enough mitigation and like health and stuff like that that reflect isn't that big a deal. And the nice thing about it is it's using Sunder, so you pick Sunder up at level 12 and you just use it for the rest of the game. Like,
I cannot do that.
it's not like something where, ugh, I have to level with this skill and then I go switch to this other skill, you know. And I like those kinds of builds too. I think most of the skills nowadays you can get away with that. You can actually do that. Freeze pulse for sure. Fireball, I think you can probably do. Especially if you go some sort of like, if you want to do like an fireball ignite, where you just send one giant crit fireball and it ignites, and then you proliferate all of your ignites onto everything else. Well, you should decide soon, because you're going to want to write down notes to remind yourself of like what gems to pick up and stuff like that.
You there, a moment of your time.
I like this too because before, right, you would skip some of these areas and you just wouldn't, you know, care, but now in the later acts it's like, no, you totally have to go there and do stuff, so you kind of still get to see other areas that, you know, like they were forgotten, basically. These are cool looking monsters. They do some sort of like EK attack. But yeah, so I don't know. I've got it narrowed down to like either well, I'm gonna start with Sunder, so it's really just deciding. Like, this leveling has been pretty smooth and easy, and I've been going slow and not really caring about my gear and gems and stuff like that. I could probably have done a lot of stuff better, for sure. This page. No. So, I've got it narrowed down, I think, to like RF or Sunder. And then Sunder can sort of transition into, if I don't like Sunder, or if I get some lucky drops or something, I can transition that into Ancestral War Chief if I really wanted to. Wraiths, that's what I call them. Sunder's not slow in the beginning.
Shine boldly,
not with the new supports
so that
and
all may
everything.
find you when the night falls.
You just have to make sure that you're like, oops, no, wrong way. I mean, you pick up Sunder at level 12 and you're off to the races. Like, it's pretty decent damage with the supports that you get, melee fizz and added fire, and then you pick up like heralds. Even the RF totem build that I was looking at has you leveling with Sunder until you switch over to it. So unless they decide last minute to nerf Sunder, it's going to be just as strong in the beginning of 3.0. Oh, well yeah, but that's because I'm using a two-hander. If you use two one-handed weapons, like the one that I sent you, like, you get... that inherently has increased attack speed, and Duelist picks up a bunch of attack speed in the beginning parts of his tree. So, don't let, like, what I'm playing... Like I said, this is not the best... Like, this is just purely for exploring and stuff like that. I didn't plan on anything that I was doing. I just knew that people leveled his Sunder and then is like, well, if I get this kind of gear, I can do this, or what have you. Right. Second, because, yes, dual wielding there's like hidden stats on certain things. Dual wielding naturally gives you additional block, and it'll give you increased attack speed. And your second weapon is sort of just like a stat stick. But you still get the benefits of dual wielding. Yeah. There was some other build that did that too, where you just like, you equip like well, I think it was Sunder that people realized that it's like that's the best way to do it. I know, people realized that that was going on with Lacerate is what it was, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember where I was going when I was leveling up last night. Oh, yeah. I think I was going down this way to starting to pick up some more axe nodes. And the reason you do axes mainly for like two-handed Sunder is because your end goal would like your top tier, what you could work towards would be like a disfavor, a mid-series disfavor. Wait, did I even pick up this map? No. I just did the freaking trial and then thought it was like, oh, I'm done. Gosh. I think he goes over that most of those aren't really necessary. Those are like those are your end goal. They're not what you would start with. You're talking about like the belly of the beast and Calm's heart. Calm's root should be easy enough to get because there was a fairly common divination card. The guy that's sitting on the toilet. That divination card that gives you a corrupted Calm's roots. I say they should be fairly common. But that being said, they're very popular with lab runners because you can't be slowed below base. And they give a lot of life. Container of sins. It's my dirty box. It's where Molly Garrett keeps all his toys. Wink. It was like the whole time I was waiting for the near the end of my shift, it was threatening to rain. Like it was really dark out and it was really windy and it was a cold breeze And I'm like, waiting for the bus outside. Like, yeah, it's totally gonna rain. It's totally gonna rain. Didn't rain. Well, it rained once I got in the house, thankfully, but certainly was threatening to do something. Yeah, well, this is like a better version of the current belt I have. Yep. Yeah, it's been pretty off for me lately too. Like I've had several days where it just temperatures have been wrong by a good margin. It said it's gonna rain and then it doesn't rain. It says it's gonna rain and then it doesn't rain. So, I don't know. Oops. How am I clicking? I'm just gonna take the photo back. I don't wanna. Oh, this is the smaller version of this one. Just wasted. Freaking. Transient. Yeah, this one is. How expensive is the Baron? No idea. First week or so, probably pretty expensive. Depends on if a popular streamer decides to stream it as well. But again, from like that's one of those things where you work towards it, right? It's you can easily get to like through most of the content with a +2, +1 and +2 minion helmet. They drop all the time when I'm playing other builds. And I just vendor them, so.
I imagine it was no. Go with courage.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what's in this locket. Probably a from Whalem to Meredith. I shall love thee as I love the sea.
Me locket! Oh, me darling, me beautiful Meredith. How
Huge tracts of land.
shuddering bosoms, your quivering thighs. She had a heart to melt an iceberg, and teats the size of her. Ooh. Well, anyway, I thank you greatly.
Yeah. Well. I don't know which is better at this point in the game. Because granite takes care of a lot of small hits, but basalt is big hits, so I'll just take that. Oh dang, he has a bunch of dialogue. 19 to max charges, well that's sweet. I get 4 uses out of that, and I get 5 out of this. And this is over 5.6 seconds. This is more sustain.
It's a bit of an embarrassing affair, truth be told. Thought I could return to the golden days, you know. Be a terror of the high seas like in my youth. Problem was, they'd all forgotten me. Those young blighters sailing about, they had no clue who I even were. Figured if I could complete another great feat, like slaying that sea bitch Mervale, maybe that'd earn me my respect back. Suppose I don't need to tell you. That girl is stronger than she looks. All it took were one slip of the old hands, and next I knew, the Black Crest right against the coast, and I'm getting myself eaten alive by that hag. Peeled it. I know Lily be missing me something great, and it cuts me deep not to go visit the lass. Thing is, I reckon she should remember me as
That's a legend.
young thing, ain't she? Bosoms to eclipse the sun she has.
God.
Might be that I spend some time here. Get to know the lass a tad more. Never mind that she's young and alive and I
Didn't I already listen to all this?
old and dead. Once she hears me poet. Ah, that lassie. Pretty on the eyes, I reckon. But she's got her knickers pulled up far too high. Eramir, though he's a tad dull, tends to ramble on a bit. Still, he's a few interesting stories of his own. So might be. Think of the worst place ye can imagine. That's Pondium. Now think of the gods be damned best whorehouse you've ever had the pleasure of. That's Pondium. A pirate paradise full of bodies to stab, holes to fill, and devious liquor.
I wonder if I'll run into like
Them
the
Brian be a
war
nasty
bands.
bunch.
The Brian Rot.
Led by me
War
very
bands.
own flesh and blood, me baby sister Lucy. The Rot Mother, they call her now. Used to be
Yep.
that I were their leader, back when the Brian Rots were about one thing, and one thing only, raiding, pillaging,
Ha.
and plundering their scrawny black guts out. Old Lucy were me first mate, for years. But she got a whiff of the power that being captain could gain her, and mutineered me, own sister. Dropped me on some deserted island off the coast of somewhere.
Lucy is the leader of the war bands.
Took months to
When
make
you're
it back
like,
to the mainland.
there's quests where we had to kill all the
That
war
Brian
band
Rat
leaders.
clan's been trouble ever
That was
since.
one of them.
Here our ways divide.
Okay. So, I'm going to take the waypoint, and I need to go to, well,
Hello.
let's make sure.
This old mine?
Did I level up? I think I did. Let me just check the
Hello.
inventory. See if there's anything decent.
Keep your life to your own.
Alright, let's go this way. Now we'll go kill Groost. The beast with a billion backs. But yeah, so there was another. I think there was another RF build I was looking at. And it's pretty easy. I mean, all you really need to do is spam your Warblades, or your Warcry, and occasionally, you know, use Scorching Ray once you have enough regen. Like Scorching Rays for bosses, you don't even need to link it to anything. You're just getting the stacks to have the fire resist lowered, so you're Righteous Fire does more damage. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to hit through these walls like this. So the way is blocked.
When I was part of Piety's expedition into the Chamber of Sins, I stumbled upon a secret passage. It appears to have been constructed by the Inquisitor for the purpose of conveying his creations from his laboratory via an ancient cave system to the surrounding countryside without detection. These caves seem to feed out into what was once farmland near our former village. It may prove a useful route for you, although the passage was locked when I last. Journey well.
I don't know Helena was part of Heidi's group. Yeah, she just said she was part of Piety's expedition when they found an entrance to the underground cavern system that should give access to, like, the other side of that barricade I ran into. And the best part too, right, is the builds that we're looking at doing now. I mean, there's uniques that haven't been announced yet that could, you know, make something else totally cool and fun. Yeah. I just, like I said, it's been ages since I have listened to the dialogue for Story. Like, years and years. Where's the stash? So, I don't have any vault orbs. I was hoping. Freezes you, casts Ice Nova. So turkey dude. Oh dang. Well, those are just good stat ones. So I'm gonna put those in my tree. It's too bad that fire is like my lowest resist. Otherwise I would just swap this out right now. Any other visual slots spec yet? No.
to you, great dreamer.
Oh, I thought Soap was going to be possessed and stuff. Ooh, wait, we can get an ass shot.
We have woven a tale together
Ah.
in days past. Perhaps we shall again. We make mighty stories, you and I. And now I have daunting tasks.
Why is his audio so quiet?
The last in my great journey. Near to us, cast in shadow, a monster awaits. Black Death is his name. A beauteous eight-leg, twisted grotesque by the master of his loathsome halls. I wish to give this eight-leg the merciful peace he deserves, and to save what is still beautiful, the elixir that only I have climbed the great eight-leg web. I know the eight legs like no other. This eight-leg, this Black Death, is one of the oldest and most fearsome eight-legs in all this land and beyond. To its shame, it was made pet, plaything by the
Oh, so this is where they moved Black Death.
For years countless, it grew in pain. My great journey led me to places of great power beyond even your story's great dreamer. I am carried on legs and webs and shadows. That is all you can know for now.
So Black Death is probably lower. I'll come back here later because I don't want to necessarily progress the story. Yep. It is interesting. I really hope you do not have a required quest state. But, hey. Do I have to do the Molly Garden thing first? I shouldn't have to. Okay, I guess I'll explore the rest of this place. Maybe I'm missing something. Superior added fire damage. Elements, hatred. It's a ghosty ghost. Did you try looking at any MTXs for the skills that... Oh, that was cool. So now when these guys die, their soul shoots at you like one of those things that Dominus shoots at you. Man, it would be so cool if you could like summon be a summoner and summon monsters like that. And then like you could have them die and they would do that kind of stuff. Like get more on death effects for your minions. That would be pretty awesome. Guess we'll try this. Neat. Some little scorpion dudes. And this is like the marsh map, the tier 3 one. I know that Zizaran was leveling with Frostbolt totems, and he said that it was pretty good. The only problem with it is boss, like single target damage for bosses and stuff. But I think he has a video guide on it as well. It's an Inquisitor, so you'd be playing as Baldy McNopants. But other than that, the black hole looks. That was literally what he was playing. I don't know if he had the arcane spell totems. I know he has the books. Is the arcane one of the books like that? They look like spell books that are just hanging out and floating and cast spells. Okay. Hybrid arachnid, that's what those are called. Yeah, Ghost Flame SRS is pretty cool too. Because there's, I mean, they made a whole set of Ghost Flame MTX stuff. I think the only thing Sunder has going for it is Gore. Fizz damage with stabs. Gross. We're gonna use that. But, I mean, you could go full on Gore. There's the Carnage set, which is pretty awesome. There's the Gore armor set with Gore wings. So you could be a giant bloody mess if you really wanted to. One thing I've noticed too is they've made the monster density nice enough that as you're progressing, like there's really not been anywhere that, at any point where I felt like I've had to farm up to like do stuff. So the progression feels a lot smoother, you know, no more dried lake. What did I miss around here? Is there like a path somewhere? Yeah, and from what I can tell, right, I don't think it was GGG's intention, I don't think it was ever their intention to gate endgame, you know, to only the most extreme of players. Because I was talking to my coworker who played this with his kids, and they beat normal, right? And then they thought they were done. So they just stopped playing. I'm pretty sure I made it through normal. At least, yeah, I think he made it through normal. I don't know when he last played. But I was like, no man. Like, there's this whole other system of endgame stuff that's maps that, like, is infinite replayability. I was like, but you have to play through the game 2 more times. And he was like, oh, yeah, that doesn't sound great. So, with, you know, with more people making it 2 maps, even just the general availability of maps going forward should increase, like overall, just because there's going to be people who will now actually play all the way to endgame and start getting maps. Oh man, when are we going to get that skill? That is such a sweet skill. Oh, wow. It's like a robot fucking transformer spider. I think whoever made this fight and the chaos electricity, this is so cool. Whoever designed this fight probably really likes anime. You've got the teleporting around and coming up from behind you, which is a whole meme. Purple slashes, flying blades, cyberpunk spiders. Yeah, immersion. But I want that as a pet. Hey, it's Fidelitas, and he looks more human. And his tail is like robotic. It's sad because this Fidelitas is so much less scary than like Chamber of Sins Fidelitas with Lightning Strike. Like, those attacks were a little too slow, I think. Or at least his movement needs to be faster, considering how many legs he has. Ouch. Yeah, look at all these little kick combos he's doing and shit. And he's... Ooh, that was the first time I got hit by those. They do quite a bit of damage. Yeah. Well, Venom.
Our brutal construction nears completion, and now only the wretched Dodri Darktongue remains. Unlike her compeers, who, in undeath, have yearned for the familiar, Dodri appears drawn to the old wounds of calamity. The cataclysm took San and left much that a parasite like Dodri might enjoy. I shall meet you in San, where I hope you shall make swift and bloody work of that foul hag.
Maybe we'll learn more about the cataclysm. But, I mean, can we, like, get this as a pet? Seriously. Oh, that's not like an actual door I can walk through. My guy's just like, what are you doing?
The Black Venom. Oh, great dreamer who has done great deeds. I shall see to it that my queen rewards you with honor and mercy when she rises up to claim what is hers. Yes, this elixir, so aged and potent, shall be life-giving draught that she sips upon first waking. It is my gift to her. My wedding gift.
Who does he want to marry? I don't... Who's the her that he was referring to? Yeah, maybe I'll go back to town and see if people can explain that to me, because I'm a little confused.
Who there?
What? He's intending to make matrimony with Arakali? My word, that's quite a story,
okay.
even for Silk. Yes, I know that name, and the place to which it is purportedly attached.
Unholy
A temple
Congress.
to the north, now in ruins. Unfortunately, Arakali's temple lies beyond that which now belongs to Ralakesh. To reach the many-legged goddess,
So he's
you
a
must
furry.
first draw to some conclusion with the many-faced god.
Spiders, his persona is a spider.
From what I can recall, Arakali was a Val fertility goddess.
Spiderkin, there you go. You just don't understand.
Of sexuality and mortality, whilst usually presenting herself as a large
God, Silk is so emo.
Arakali would often assume human form, a ruse intended to lure mortals into
She's a
the act of
succubus.
copulation. The entries were vague about the gender of her prey.
Ah.
After satiating her carnal desires, she would then quench her divine thirst, draining her erstwhile lover of all bodily fluid. Her acolytes would then collect the
Yeah, I guess maybe the
husk
story, the
and give
person
it
who's
a
writing the
decorative
story
placement
is
in
a bit,
Arakali's unholy temple.
maybe he's going through a bit of a dry spell.
I
He or
fear
she.
that Silk knows not the true nature
I think
of
the main
marriage
story
he so
writer is a man, though.
desperately seeks. Fare you well.
Thirsty, yeah, there you go.
What you tell me of Silk, this I understand, though I do not want to. I have spent many nights pondering Silk's journey, why he has stepped from the spirit path.
It's so weird to me, like, even in comic books and stuff, right? Like Saga, there's the sexy spider lady that the bounty hunter guy
He is trying to take the
was in
short
love
trail
with.
to greatness, to the story Spirit has made for him. Silk tries to steal his story, but now he holds only a lie. Please, you must find the place where this
Stick it in my
sleeps in her web
spinneret.
of shadow.
Gross.
I have asked questions of Spirit, and it has answered in dreams that wake me with screaming. Arakali will suck all life from this land, leave only empty husks and dusty bones. There will be no spirit, no us, no thing left to love and laugh. Only
One less twisted intellect perverting our world. There is still much to be done, but at least we can rest easier in the knowledge that Meligaro and his foul creations
Because she
will
worked,
trouble
she was in the
Vreclast
Black
no
Guard,
longer.
and like worked under Piety.
I know that you and Groost didn't see eye to eye, but I'm sure he would have wanted to recognize this deed. It's the act of a warrior, after all.
I do need to get my cast and damage taken set up going, I guess. There's literally nothing on these boots that is good. Other than it's a 4-link. A hot steaming pile of garbage.
Farewell.
Do I have any, like, actually good rings in here or anything? I guess I'll do this. No. Okay. Just give me poop. Give me all poop. So the key, I guess, should allow me to continue downwards. Oh, the guy was synced. So I guess this is the map device. Wait, did I ever go to the Eternal Laboratory? Is this where it is? This is where Diala is, right? Is there not a map device in here anymore?
I awoke, feverish and barely conscious. I set to drawing these maps through the sable hours. By morning my fingers ached, my eyes burned, yet still I found no rest. The reverie commanded its rendering. Tear down the walls that imprison the mind. That is what the gems do. That is their true virtue. The moment my fingertips brushed the cool, silken planes of that first gem, I felt it. My skull ached as if its contents were growing, pressing against the bone, searching for a way to break free. That night, once the wine had dulled the pain enough to allow the onset of sleep, the dreams began.
Okay. Idiot savant, Fort Brandis. Alright, down we go. Deeper and deeper. What's over here? Is this the trial? Yep. I don't care about that, so we'll just move on. I wonder if the hidden door must... The hidden door is probably over where the laboratory is. Six additional items. Yeah. That was sketchy. I also figured, I didn't figure it out. I read why the explanation as to why they got rid of the jewel vendor, like the threshold jewel vendor. And it is because threshold jewels are technically unique items, and because they are unique items, they satisfy any recipes or prophecies that require unique items. So like that one prophecy where you can sell the 5 unique items to get another unique. I guess it actually works for that. So you could probably abuse that too much. Yeah. Oh, this is where Piety escapes. That's right. Dang. Continuity. And look, it's the den. This is that waypoint. And it's not broken. That we saw when we were fighting the beast. The white beast. Oh, you're right. She did use a portal. But it wasn't a portal. It was all subterfuge. And she ran through that wall. And the portal was just to make it look like she was actually using a portal. It was an illusion. Yeah, smoke and mirrors.
Talamoana, warrior.
Talamoana, warrior. Get out me orb. Plummeting nurses make such ridiculous voices or noises. Damn it. Damn it. His SRS Baron build is also... Ha! Look, it's the bones of the great white dude that I killed, and a guy called Bone Sculptor.
I cannot do this yet.
This has his life on it. This might be worth picking up, I guess. Idea. See if it's got anything good. A lot more life. But nothing else. Well, this is good. Certainly better than some of the other stuff I have. think I can take off. Not quite. Now my cold is a little bit low. And my fire's still low. Damn. What I should do is try and spec into another jewel socket, and then I'll just drop one of these into it, and that'll take care of the cold, but not the fire. So I can find a jewel that has plus all resist. Like, I don't know what the cap is. I think it's like 4 or 5. What am I doing here? Anything? The Master of a Million Faces. The Beast with a Billion Backs. Mother Spiders. Monkeys! Monkeys! I love it how these, like, this low-ass wall is what's stopping me from getting through that, around that barricade. So this is like the Ashen Wood map, I guess. With all the burnt ground and everything. Fizz, faster, faster, center.
I cannot do this yet.
Oh, corrupted side area. I think they did say they added some new Vals bosses or something. I don't know if they're in this version. Oh, this is that super annoying snake, right? Fire it. Just explodes. I think I'm just gonna bail on this boss. It's too obnoxious. $35, $25, $25 onslaught. Gotta pick that up first. Onslaught's pretty cool. Dex, life, energy shield. Lots of lightning damage. Oh, he's a giant fucking totem. Ha ha. Like some unique dogs in there. You know, totem bruh. Like, GGG is certainly a Bruce, Lord of the Forest. What is that? Here's this. GG really loves this whole name thing. Jesus. Fuck off, Roost. Ouch. I'm gonna die. Okay, just go, go! Jesus Christ. Name, N-A-I-M. For that to end.
When you try to control everything, you ultimately control nothing. Relikesh has never quite been able to grasp that concept.
There you go. %30 chance toward bleeding corrupted blood. Meh. I mean, this. If you got this earlier, it might be good against certain bosses for the storyline. I guess with some builds, if that's like the only thing you're worried about that could kill you. Although, I don't know if that's actually a thing.
I give you to my ancestors.
Yeah, I don't think... Because if you were going like energy shield, I think it doesn't... That kind of damage doesn't bypass energy shield. I think chaos damage is the only thing. Northern Forest. So I wonder if the spider is in Dread Thicket then. Where is he? There he is. Tunnel worm. Dread thicket, more like dead thicket, am I right? There's two paths here. Which one leads me to... So what's this side area? I don't know what's here. I'm gonna go back to town and see if maybe there's like a quest for that side area. Even you might find this challenging. Gruthkol, the despairing mother, the Val laid her kingdom to waste, laying her slaughtered children at her feet. Grief enveloped Gruthkol, transformed her, flooded her mind with a singular thought, to share her suffering with those who had murdered her daughters. Though she has returned, her sanity is not. There is no fury like a mother bereaved.
There was a
Origins
time
of the
before
Gods. Here you go.
Bathed in the shadows of lost memory, when men and women like you could ascend. Through rareness of quality and the adoration of their people, these few could reach out into the quickening mists of immortality and grasp the power of God.
Dragon Ball's super now.
Mind you, transcendence is never easy. Like the pains of childbirth, it reeks of agony, tragedy, and sacrifice. The sacrifice most often being of one's humanity. That is simply the way of it. Those of us who seek the immortal throne live long enough to see ourselves become truly monstrous.
I already talked about that one. I wonder if Gruthkol would still grieve for her children if she knew the truth. The Spinner of Shadows had no aspirations until Gruthkol's daughters plotted against. They saw her power over the people, her miraculous potions, her intoxicating lusts. They feared Arakali, thought she might threaten their legacy. Yet that's the curious thing about spiders. They only leave their web when you force them to. A temptress than a predator. Val legend says she crawled up from the blackest of pits during the creation of the world. Truth is, she was mortal once, just like you. A harlot whose lust for loin and lecherous delights are transformed into the image of her dark desires. The whore. Just kidding. The Spinner of Shadows, they once called her. She sees herself as a regular goddess of love, yet there's little romance to be found in her company. At least I doubt the corpses that now embrace her carapace would think so.
I be missing my granddaughter something terrible. You know, I used to tell Lily bedtime stories till she fell asleep in me arms. She loved the ones about Kishara, a tough-as-nails Val lassie, said to have explored every coast, cove and bay of this blasted continent with the help of her star. Some nifty artifact she nabbed from
I'll go
somewhere
back
on
to the
vast
Gruthkol
voyage.
explanation.
Young Lily, she were fascinated by Kishara's star. Said to be fair humming with thaumaturgy, able to guide its mistress wherever she be fixing to journey. Methinks me granddaughter liked to imagine that one day she'd hold the star. Legend has it, Kishara got herself in some hot water with a certain queen at Ziri. Details are vague as to exactly how, but by all accounts, that Ziri was the most understanding of lasses. Kishara, being the free-spirited sort, probably just pricked the royal arse with some spiky facts from the outside world. Almost lost her head for her trouble, Kishara. But Ziri took a ship and made sacrifices of her crew, forced the poor girlie into hiding. Still, Kishara being of a wily inclination...
So she was another kingdom that the Val basically shit on. She was the queen of some opposing
You truly are a hero of the
kingdom.
modern age, succeeding where even the ancient Val could not. I must say I'm really quite relieved. For a while there I feared we were headed towards another theocratic dictatorship.
Arakali only killed Gruthkul's daughters because they were plotting against her.
You deserve to be rewarded for
But
your
I'm
efforts.
assuming Arakali may have thought or assumed that
With a little
Gruthkul was
insight
in on
would
it.
suit your purposes nicely. Fare you well.
Yes, I thank you. Though I loved him, I know Groost was lost to me the very moment he touched that vile abomination. I will weep over his passing for many more nights to come. But there's an Asmeri shrine tucked away in the northern forest.
Ah, here we go.
Groost took me there, told me it was a memorial to those who had gone before him, a place where their spirits could rest. When he passed, he wanted his remains to be laid to rest with the bones of his people. His body, I find it difficult to even think about it, but I doubt it will ever be recovered. Yet there might still be a way. He gave me his necklace, the fangs he earned when he rose from boyhood to manhood, handed it to me.
Bruce necklace. A boy becomes a man when he has faced the animal in his heart and wet the forest floor with its blood. Ismiri proverb.
Farewell.
Groost hunted too far from the lands of spirit and fell prey to a spiritless one. I am sad at how he passed, an ugly death. Yet I am thankful that he suffers no more, that he is not...
So basically, I'm going around shitting on all these gods, and the people of Rayclast and Oriath are like, you know what? This guy is pretty alright. And eventually I'll form a spirit bomb in Act 10 and just blow up Kitava. Like Goku in Dragon Ball Z. And then I will ascend and become a Super Saiyan God. But I still won't be the strongest in the universe, so I can continue my shonen journey and continue to power up during mid-fight battles. What am I low on? 2 elements. That's right. No. I want more damage, because I'm tired of being slow. I'm telling you, after that Malagaro fight, I am convinced that whoever was in charge of the story and stuff are totally weebs. GGG has been infiltrated by weebs. That's a cool looking shrine. As her fury grew to blot out the sun, the mother's grief grew to eclipse the land. Gruthkul and her hordes stampeded across the realms of Arkali, crushing her subjects, blood and bone, into the trembling earth. With their empire on the brink of ruination, our queen, our spinner of shadows, hatched a desperate plan. Feigning injury and defeat, Arakali lured Gruthkul into the heart of a great cavern. There she entwined her enemy in the unyielding silk, and then, with prodigious bravery and strength, brought the very stones tumbling down upon Gruthkul's antlered head, the widow. God, that text scrolls pretty fast. Volatile flame blood. Run! What is that? Firefly. What the hell is this? It is the warmth that draws you ever inward. I don't know what I'm doing with a firefly. Den of Despair. Another firefly. I wonder if I need them for the Den of Despair. Like, they light up my path. Yes. No, they're all like a little bit different. Oh, they've got different sayings. Neat. Once I get them all, we'll read it. It did. I noticed that as well.
I cannot do this yet.
So, Act 6 just must be really short, because 7 seems a little kind of longer, doesn't it? Like, there's a lot more going on in Act 6. Or Act 7. Oh. Deliver the fireflies to Yuna. What is this? Dreadstone? Alright. That's pretty cool too, because like all the trees here were dead compared to the rest of the somewhat alive forest. I think I should almost explore the whole place, right? Yeah. So we'll go. There's one little tiny area left. Well, there's two little alcoves. And then we'll go back to that den. Oh, Jeff said that Rick and Morty is really good, and however we plan on viewing Rick and Morty, it is something that we should prioritize. Well, yeah. I just hope it lives up to the hype. Okay. So let's kill these dudes. And read the sayings on these little fireflies. It is the warmth that draws at you ever inward, a passionate fire that consumes the heart, the myriad wet rainbow of the spirit's domain. Gold of the organ, green of the throat, red of the vein. Where rest the truest colors of life. In all things living, the light burns bright. The spirit, it radiates not from above. So I'm guessing there's some order that I need to, like, put this in. Yeah. Szechuan sauce. Alright, let's go talk to Yena.
You are like the frog that strikes the fly faster than eye can see. No. Carry your bright bugs to Arakali's gate. We will meet there and brew our fire dew. Not here. Too much to burn.
Oh, okay.
Greetings.
Whatever you say.
Journey well.
Oh, I heard something in the background. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was not expecting that quickly. I've got some sort of thing on me. I don't know what it is. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I was too busy trying to read stuff.
I cannot do this yet.
So when she shouts, she sends out, like, these things that shoot in all directions. And they do a lot of damage if they hit you. God damn it. She hits hard. I'm fucking dead. Portal! Okay. God. Well, that was bullshit. Alright, dude. Like... I don't know what the fuck those things are, how I'm supposed to tell what direction they're going in when there's a fuck ton of them. God. Fuck off. Alright, I need to refill my potions. I don't even understand the logic behind which direction those things are shooting in. Oh, you're not dead. I thought you were dead. Ooh, Lord. The tragedy is that our world, our kind, may turn something as pure and honorable as a mother's love into such a vicious weapon of wrath and butchery. I only hope that Grithkel will dream of her children, alive and happy in her arms. Enemies that have hit you with an attack recently 10% reduced attack speed. That's a pretty good one. Go back. Well, it looks like there's like fissures, right? Which doesn't help because I can't see jack shit anyways because it's already dark in there. And then I think that aura was reducing my light radius, among other things.
Your conquest of her makes for a satisfying dramatic climax, don't you think?
It's all kinds of bullshit.
But an old man
what it comes down to.
Through your life. As history seems intent on repeating itself, I should record it in a book. An historical account of the goddess Grithkel and the legendary champion who defeated her. Yes, the title needs a bit of work, but it will suffice.
It just made me... I just thought of,
Consider this offering as an advance
like a potion that you could make
post-publication.
That is based on this Firefly thing that we're doing, and then that fight, it could just be like a potion that has one, like you consume all the charges at once, and it just boosts your light radius to maximum for a set duration. You call it like liquid moonlight or something cheesy. And the only place it would be good would be like in that fight and in that map where you get bonus rarity based on your light radius. Class to start with. Well, generally speaking, so there's two. I guess it depends on the playstyle you like. Spellcasters will have an easier time with gear because most of their damage is dependent on the gem level. So basically, you equip gems, and as they level up, you do more damage. The other side of it is like melee. So Sunder is really good and cheap and good to build, like a good starter build. Hang on one second, because I just made a giant list of them. So that I was looking at for myself. Yeah, so if you want something that's like pretty tanky and can do pretty much all the content, look for, there's another streamer, El Kaiser. He has a pretty good duelist Sunder. It's a gladiator build. Totem builds are good. Ancestral Warchief, I played that for 2 leagues. That was really cheap and easy to play. You just get the unique face breakers, and you get Bringer of Rain, and then Meganords and a shield, and you're set. Like, most of the uniques are fairly cheap by the time they become available, and up until the point where you can afford them, you just play Ancestral Warchief, like a 2-hander Ancestral Warchief with a decent to okay axe. So I think right now this is probably the most, this league going into 3.0, there's been more options for good starter builds. If you like summoner kind of classes, I don't know if you've played any ARPGs before, but SRS is super strong and cheap. You just get a 3-link for SRS and melee splash, and then I can't remember what the third one is, but you put that all in a +1 fire wand, and that's good to go for a while until you can get a helmet. Yeah, Summon Raging Spirit. And then if you get like a +1 or a +2 minion gem helmet, that'll get you the rest of the way. And there's quite a few Summon Raging Spirit builds out there that are very detailed and very beginner friendly. And right now, life has been as strong as it's ever been. So, the hot summoner build right now is, there's a unique called the Baron, which is like a top hat. And if you have 1000 strength, your summons, you leech 2% of the damage your minions do. Or is it just the zombies? I don't know, but you don't have to care about that because everything else on the hat is really good for SRS. And you just go life. So, hopefully I didn't overwhelm you with too many builds. If you tell me what your more interested playstyle is, I could probably narrow it down for you. But I'm just doing a generic Sunder build, and I've got crap gear. Like, I was lucky and got a 5-link in a vendor. I was super lucky, but even a 4-link is fine. I've got 1 sockets on stuff, so there's definitely room for improvement on what I'm doing. Let's see, so...
Hello.
Anybody else have
Hello.
any dialogue I haven't listened to yet? Following the call of the royal invitation, I visited the Spinner of Shadows as an emissary of the gods. At this time, the seductive queen ruled an empire, inviting me to look upon her mighty works and wonder of her power. If I look past this pretense, I may have chanced to see her hidden desire to have me share her bed. For 9 years I lay trapped in her webbed sheets. Some days she enjoyed my prowess, other days we enjoyed each other. But I was not free to leave, and so I struggled under her bewitching spell, till the day that Spider was betrayed by her own devotees and cast in the pit in which she now resides. Interesting. Guess I should dump some of this currency into my stash. Let's see here. Are you talking about that light potion? Rosemary Shrine, Golden Forest. Let's see.
I cannot do this yet.
A bunch of dead bodies here. Oop. Resurrected all the spiders. Or not spiders, but skeletons. Alright.
I feel I have failed my poor Groost, not being able to return his bones to the resting place of his people. Still, we have done all we could, considering the circumstances. Groost was a practical man at heart.
I guess int is now my biggest issue. So I'll still take a dex int just to be safe, because I think some of my gear has... Oops. Doesn't matter anyways. Let's see. So now we have to go and... Yeah, I already fought that guy. Ouch.
Over here, exile.
And now Tora and Katarina are showing up all over the place. Where have they been all these years? Where am I? Is it 53? Oh wow. I guess that side area maybe a little bit higher than what I was supposed to do it. Let me see the map. Let's say. No. I guess it was just killing too much stuff. I'm a little overleveled. Sweet. Now I have a chance to get Onslaught, which will make me attack and move faster. Yep. Already noticing it. Shit, why are they attacking so fast?
I cannot do this yet.
Yeah, you can. Or do you think it's going to be to get the Baron? It's a level 28 helmet, but I don't know, that could really mean anything, right? Like, who knows how rare it is. I don't think it's a tier 1 rare, but it's going to be popular, right? So people are going to be selling it because they'll know it's popular, and other people are going to be buying it because either they want to use it or they want to resell it. So what I would say is get PoE trade open and get the notifiers up and running ASAP. So that way if somebody doesn't know what it is and they decide to sell it cheap, you can try and snatch it up. Well, you know, if you had gotten that PoE trade thing set up that you were working on, you wouldn't be in this situation, Emily. You could have your own search index, and we could be scooping up all the items for everybody else. Oh, there's like traps. Well, not traps, but it was like, what the hell is shooting me? It was the dart wall. Ooh, piece of chaos. Oh, this is a different one. As our queen's body was reborn, so too was her mind. Awash with visions of future and past, she burst from the deluge, gasping with terror. She had seen her empire in ruins, her people ground into the dust, and atop her throne sat the children of Grithkol, their long white hair fluttering in the winds of victory, their laughter as saw blades in Arakali's heart. Yet as the visions poisoned her dreams, Arakali poisoned the vision. Once, twice, thrice, the children of Grithkol fell, crying their crimson tears, and how their mother grieved. Let's see. What? I can't jump that gap, really. I guess at least these traps also seem to be hitting the monsters. Coin. To the wily Kishar's eyes, a star brighter than the sun. That's what I see. Is there anything else I need to do here? Nope. So let's go this way. All I wanted... Well, yeah. I don't... Meta... Starter builds are not usually meta builds.
I cannot do this.
But the upside is, right, is that once everybody gets all the currency they want with their starter builds, they want to sell their gear off. So, generally speaking, while playing popular builds makes the uniques expensive for the builds, if there's like some sort of required thing, all the other gears is cheaper. Because there tends to be a glut after like the first week and a half. Basically, as long as Ziz and Mathil aren't playing the build you want to play, it should be relatively okay. you don't want nobody playing the builds that you're playing, because then you run the risk of not finding any gear that you need. But overall, I think player retention is on the upswing for Path of Exile, so returning players kind of have an idea of what items are worth for the most part. I've been playing for a long time. I have no clue about how much things sell for. Especially now that ES was supposedly nerfed. Yes. I don't know what Zizarin is playing. If he is live right now, he probably gets that question about every 5 seconds. So there is the chance that you could, while probably not smart of me to suggest going to another person's channel, it's probably either in a chat command in his chat, or somebody's going to ask it within, you know, if you hop in there within the first few minutes. And he might even say in his starter build, like, video guide, not his beginner's guide. That's like, if you're completely new to PoE. Starter builds, he has a separate thing. He also plays in a party, I think. So, or at least he sometimes plays with 1 or 2 other people, and that might change what he plays. This is like the Vol City. I mean, this is Vol City, obviously. So saying it's like the Vol City map is a bit redundant because it is Vol City. Oh, that is an exile. I'm not even paying attention. There's Yuna, over by the waypoint. Just standing there. Doesn't have a care in the world.
Fireflies, so bright and juicy with flame. Now for the right. I warn you. Stand back and be not afraid of what you see. And be not afraid for me. The spirit guides and protects. Though I may change, I shall still be, will always be, Yina.
What are you doing? Oh, she's a furry too! So Silk is a spider, and Yina is a fox. She's foxkin.
Your soft whispers beneath earth tingle
GG's
my skin.
trying to hit all those
Like breath
demographics.
of laughter against my loins. I sleep not. I hear your name inside my skull. Arakali. No name tasted so sweet on my tongue.
This is Silk, right? That wrote this.
Stories I have heard, tales of cursed beauty, visage of woman, jewel that walks the streets in final days of a great empire. Heard tell you sought victims, but I know truth. You sought man to love you, to break spell. You hoped true love might allow you to shed eight-legged body, to become goddess of love once more. I pledge myself to you, my lady of Val. I promise.
Silk needs a friend. Another shrine. But yeah, so we figured out who the gods are, or where they came from. Basically, before the beast was a thing, normal people could ascend and become gods. So I guess I feel like the naming stuff is a little bit off. Maybe they had planned on releasing more acts sooner and it just wasn't ready for 2.0. Because the last lead was oh, it was Atlas of Worlds.
I cannot do this.
Which one was the Ascendancy introduced? Was it Atlas of Worlds? No, it was before Atlas of Worlds that... I can't remember. When did they introduce the Labyrinth? It's been so long now. Was it Pirandas? It means to doing me become her healer of hearts. Aracali, with the juices of lust and venoms of the spider, she brought many back from the brink of death. Only she was worthy to rule. The porcelain queen, Guthgul, disgraced my ancestors, drained them with drought, starved them with famine, blighted them with plague. It was the justice and truth that my ancestors shattered the porcelain queen's reign and brought our Messiah to power. So who's the widow? Because clearly the widow is either the avatar of Aracali or some sort of like prophet for her. Was it just called Ascendancy? I have to look at my t-shirts. That sounds right. Here. Nothing. think in my newer filter I've recolored cartographer's chisels to make them more pronounced, because they're definitely worth more than an orb of transmute. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, well, that's annoying. Go all the way around. So really, if we're going by map, like, you should be able to enter maps by the time you get to Act 9 or 10. I'm on pace as far as life goes, because you should have probably around 4,000 life and capture resist before you enter maps. Guess just do that. What am I doing? Oh, I forgot to take this back. I'll do it. Oh, I know what this fight is. I'm gonna probably die in this one too. Because if that's all chaos damage. Maybe I should. I don't think I have an amethyst flask. Direct. Our Temple of Decay was built so that we were chosen, might sustain our great goddess in her pursuit of the secrets with lust. That lust and life would keep from us. We were followers, brought all sorts of venomous creatures and laid them at her feet. It was the spider she most coveted, and as the divine energies wove their destinies about her body, our queen Aracali was reborn. Aracali the miracle, Aracali the mighty arachnophage, a beauteous creature of immortal power and unfathomable wisdom. Wall side area. Density is really good in this area too. What is this? Oh, it's just the wall. What is that? Like a light blade? It's got like a peg leg. Okay. Maybe this way? Is it gone? I guess technically the Legacy League ended. That sucks. Sorry. Wasn't really paying attention to PoE for a while because I was done with that league, and all the upcoming leagues were just like racing stuff. Yeah. Oh, nice. I can make it over there. That's convenient. Does this area have like a boss guy? Nope, doesn't look like it. I mean, I don't really know what the right way is. I'm sort of just like picking directions. I'm just doing what feels right. Seems to be working. Well, yeah, if we wanted to collect all the things, at least outside of competitive racing, we would be pretty broke. This way. The only thing I wish I could have gotten was the other league, the Nemesis League portal effect. Because that one's pretty cool. Like, purple crystals and stuff. Even as our courageous Arakali forged the foundations of a new empire within the ruination of the old, a fresh threat was born in the shadow of the mountains. A creature so devoid of divinity, so beyond humanity that it drew the very essence from Arakali as the spider imbibes the life of the trapped moth. Our queen's medicines had once sustained us. Now famine and plague ravaged what little remained of our lands. As the beast of the mountains grew, our Arakali waned until, helpless as a child, she lost even the faith of her most devoted, the Temple of Decay. I feel the shame for my ancestors as the spider's venom burns in my belly. When our queen needed them most, her people betrayed her, bound her in silk, and left her to languish in the bowels of the pyramid, just as Arakali had done to Grithkul so many years before. Now she has returned, but it is not vengeance she wants. She is no mindless Grithkul. Arakali, goddess of love, wishes only to embrace the world as she wishes she had been embraced. I did mention that. Instead, it's free to play. The only thing you're wasting is time. And if you're enjoying yourself, it's not really a waste. I guess so. I don't know who the widow is, though. How deep does this go? There's like a little poison golem.
My mark is gone.
Okay, so should I do a portal in here? Probably.
My bride has arrived, exile. I hope you brought me wedding gifts.
Don't stand in those laser beams. Don't stand in that. Nope. Yina is helping me in this fight. Oh god. Oh no, she took Silk. I guess she needed a mid-fight snack.
I cannot do this yet.
I wish I could, like, actually get a chance to look at her. Whoa. I'm so slow. No, no! Jesus! What is happening? Where is she? She's down here again? Oh, she's like down. No, no, no! I'm gonna die. Good lord. Yeah, I mean, if they couldn't dedicate a whole league to purple, might as well make it at least a boss fight purple. There we go. We did it. We did it, Reddit. We did it. Many artists of Asmerian descent has engaged in the sad worship of that sultry arachnid, but you looked her in those hypnotic eyes and then ripped them out. She slumbers now in the bed of the earth, alone. Little of the spider yet creeps and crawls in my palm, a touch more power of my subduer of gods. 5% reduced damage, take taken from damage over time, 25% increased recovery of life and energy shield if you've stopped taking damage over time recently. So this is another really good one, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess not. You can sort of like offset degens with regen and stuff and potions. It's okay. Is that it though? Oh, there's a path this way. Sarn Ramparts. Meet Sin at the Sarn encampment. Should go back and turn in that other quest.
So, this is Kishara's famed star. Just as I reckoned. It won't point me in any one direction. It can't make up its mind. I suspect you to me not being able to make up mine. I feel a tremor of prophecy coming over me. That some scallywags just stomped over my grave. If I go see Lily.
Aw, he's such a doting grandfather.
If that's what the future has in store, then it can keep it. I wish a long and vibrant life for the girlie. One free of the trouble that an old dead buccaneer like I might bring upon her.
Grants a passive skill point and 2 respects. Midian artist. Already listen to that.
Hello. Keep your life to your own.
I miss my friend. Silk knew the spirit as I did. We would talk, understand it, together. Now there is no one but me. You have found the resting place of this Arakali? Good. Though spirit tells me that we will not reach her, not without help. Web she weaves with fibers of faith and fear, too strong to break.
Hello. Till next time, shall we keep safe?
Okay, let's try to get to City of Sarn. I guess the Eternal Laboratory is open. Yeah, it is now.
Very few people are capable of surviving out there. You must be exceptionally skilled, or exceptionally lucky.
And she gave me a map. Jungle Valley is the best.
Good luck with your maps.
I'm not even close to ready for maps.
I cannot do this.
Whoops. When did that happen? Something's making me bleed. I know you said it was plugged earlier and everything, but like what happened that not huh. That's pretty crazy. I guess... Ooh, damn. That's pretty good. God, go... These dudes, these bleeper dudes are doing a ton of damage. I know there's a lot of things that cause bleed in this area. Gross. That's so gross. Like, did a maintenance person take it apart, or did the people in your office, were they just trying to, like, fix it themselves because, I don't know, they thought that that was a good idea? That's so gross. I'm guessing your office also doesn't have like a garbage disposal? Like it's not an actual kitchen in that sense? It's things like that that ruin it for the office, right? Where then they're like, well, because you guys can't be adults and take care of yourself, you know, nobody gets a kitchen now. Yeah, like I'm worried about that here because I don't have a garbage disposal. So it's like I take extra care to try and make sure food doesn't go down the drain. Ooh, I wonder if what's his name is finally like fully mutated. And all the water's green. What was his name? Gregor or something? Is that... Holy shit, is that Toman? As a zombie? My zombie boyfriend? ...1980s... zombie boyfriend. Look it up. It's a great movie. I know the battle in which he is engaged. It's like my own. If I can make sense of life in man, it seems... I don't know where he's gone, but I do know he's looking to go find himself, his true self, as we all must, in our own time. Yep, Kruger's bad. By all accounts, Tarkus Varuso was a ruthless despot, a man derived in the likes of Dominus, yet his heart of stone contained one precious seam, his love for his wife, Chiara. So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Varuso's son, Caspero, the grieving emperor, threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade? Love gave him that right. As I understand it, the Ankh of Eternity was somehow able to restore the dead to full bloom of life. There was nothing necromantic about it, rather it was a source of true resurrection. How it came to exist, I honestly don't know. A couple of inscriptions I read treated the Ankh as some sort of gift to Varuso from the Val. But surely the Val were long gone by Varuso's time, weren't they? No matter. Despite the vagaries of the Ank's origins, Russo used the Ankh to return his young wife from deathbed to the wedding bed. The accounts are unanimous on that point. As it was for Russo's love, so shall it be for mine. So she wants me to go to this Ankh so that she can bring Tommen back. Dodre Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is Sarn. However, any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best, these locals that cling to Sarn like hungry maggots. Good to see you in
once again.
I wish that we could be greeting under fair skies, yet the city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings, equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging and sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, they are our desperation. Grigor is a butterfly that has lost its wings to cruel child, and this place of respite has become a cage for his pain, a breeding ground of bad memory. He spoke, and Grigor shared his resolve with me. He can no longer live with the torment that piety has injected into his heart. Like the warrior poet he is, Grigor has ventured into the unknown to find a cure for his body and mind, or die in the attempt. The dead do not love the living, and the living cannot love the dead. People fear what they do not understand. I understand Closa. I am not frightened of her. I am frightened for her. Trembling legionnaires, they walked our earth in times of great strife, cruel and hideous shadows cast against the clay wall of ruined abode. Thaumaturge and Malachi grew them out of the vain ambition of his dark imaginings. Emperor Chittus believed that the legionnaires belonged to him, that all gentlemen men would beat the drum of his own crystalline heart, but as the silhouette of the emperor faltered and fell, burned out by the light of the true men, some of the legion remained. The cataclysm turned the legionnaire into monsters, another mindless man of undeath. Yet this captain seems to have regained his faculties, some of his old intelligence. I worry for the rest of these soldiers, how they may grow from mindless killing machines into something far worse.
Good to see you're still soldiering on, with all these gods and past horrors wandering around Sarn. If Sarn wasn't mad enough, now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the sewers. Took it from her mother-in-law at first.
Good old Hargan.
Based on my meager historic knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Dodri Darktongue to contend with. Where in blazes is she hiding? I've no idea. So, the only way we're going to catch this witch is by getting our hands, and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And quite the pretty pair, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty bloody disturbing. That girl was once the sweetest lass I could name. Nowadays she's barking as batshite over that living corpse of hers. All it would take is a quick hard bash with a rock. Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Lunaris got front and centre stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit. Grigor left without a single word to me, rude bugger. But I suspect his poetic soul has been drawn back home to Izmir. A long journey, but a trip worth taking to find solace among one's own people. Of course, they'll get quite the shock when they see him. Let's hope familial love is as nearsighted as they say. There are the fine tales Grigor.
Anything good? Push me over the top for damage or anything. It's a decent helmet. Thinking I should respec this and drop Ruthless and put in Conk Effect.
Bring me back something
I don't know
nice,
though.
huh?
Let me tell your future.
Oops. I don't want to. Okay, so we're going into the sewers. Got a few quests. All this way. I'm guessing at some point I'm going to try and find the Ankh so that she can bring back Tillman. More eggs and grubs and insects. Some chaos damage. This is gonna be some sketchy shit. What the fuck is that? Sewer Goliath. Is he made out of poop? Yeah, he's totally made out of poop. He's a shit monster. It's corn teeth. Peanut eyes. Yep. It is gross. I didn't make it. It's GGG. They're the one making poop monsters. Probably. Well, yeah, but if it had a grease trap, then that's something that needs to be regularly cleaned anyways. Well, these zombies and their chaos damage do not fuck around. Regardless, that is disgusting. Was James in the office today? Because you could just be like, yeah, you think that's gross. Towering aberration. Exploded. Wow. So I wonder if what happened was, because it was all rotting and plugged up, if like gases just built up, and then when they finally released the pressure, it all just shot everywhere. Probably. That's what happened. Dojo Sith. Do I have a chance to even cause bleeding? It's like I have increased damage to bleed, but I don't have a chance to bleed. Well. You know, I still haven't... They did a... There was one of the 3D developers, or artists or something, released some images of helmet MTXs that were different kinds of skulls. And I still have yet to see them in the shop. There's like a steampunk one, kind of looking one, a nautical one that was like encrusted with barnacles and starfish and stuff, and one other one. It was like a... They were doing like developer interviews or spotlights or whatever with people around the office. And I haven't seen those. And it's been like forever. I didn't think so. I thought there were previews of upcoming, like, microtransactions. Again, I guess I could have misread it or something, but the nautical one was really cool looking. Like, it had... Like I said, I guess it had barnacles and like the starfish and stuff on it.
My money is gone.
Halt. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, she's all skinny with skin flaps. What the hell? I'm like out of potions and shit already. So I guess these, like, I don't, what am I supposed to do? Be doing something to stop that from, I really don't understand what I'm supposed to do here to not get hit by these things. Am I supposed to, maybe I'm supposed to hit this valve? Yes, okay, I guess I'm supposed to just keep hitting this valve to stop that. I think. I just don't know. Jesus Christ. This is not good one either. I'm gonna run out of like portals here. I really don't understand this fight. Because she still makes these little balls. I guess it's not as bad as this one. Second, I guess you just switch once it becomes pretty much unbearable. Because then it resets everything. This one, I don't. Oh, wait. Am I supposed to match it to a color? Is that it? Guess maybe? I don't know. There's something I'm not catching here. Okay. Look at this. This is crazy. Oof. I should have been dead there. I'm gonna die. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Whew, lordy. Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious, although I have to admit I did not relish the sensation of reviving that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour Kitava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell in this land, the less of humanity's chance of survival. Yeah. Well, it's like, I'm like, just die. Die. But I think I'm going to call it there. Pretty much I know. So, at the end of this act, you fight Kitava, and I don't think you win. Because that, like, this is after Act 8 is complete, your resists go down again. So I think you fight Kitava and get him like 2/3 of the way down, and then you have to be rescued again. So I'll just have to watch some videos of boss fights tomorrow, maybe while I'm at work, so that it's less scary going in. And I really don't understand the mechanics for the Dodre fight. Like, the red fight part, like, that's just over the top. I can't tell anything that's going on, and I can't believe, she shoots balls that look exactly like the balls that are exploding. So I don't know how you're supposed to dodge what she's shooting at you while that's going on. Let's see. Yeah. But
Stay out of the shadows. They bite.
I think that's it. Tomorrow 3.0 comes out and the servers crash and there's giant queues and I'll have to wait for it to update when I get home, because I'm not going to be able to be here to like pre-download it when it goes live at 4 or whenever. So I'll probably be a little late getting on, because I'll have to download the whole client through Steam, and that's if Steam doesn't have any issues downloading it, which I can always download the client, like standalone client from the website since my accounts are linked. And then we'll do all this over again, and you'll have to tell me. Yeah, that's true, you could. Well, if you leave Steam open and have it set to auto update and everything, it should just do it. As long as, I guess your computer can go to sleep is the problem. But yeah, so I'll watch some fights and stuff tomorrow, figure out what you want to play, and then if, depending on what you want to play, that'll help decide what I'm going to play. I'm leaning towards like RF totems, or I could also do the Gladiator Sunder build, or just Ancestral War Chief for the 3rd league in a row. It's a solid build, and Sunder can get me at least part of the way there, so. But yeah, so I will, I guess that's it until tomorrow when we go live with 3.0. Usually they release the supporter packs by now too, which I haven't seen, so I don't know. Hopefully those are out tomorrow so I can actually see what they look like. But that's it for today, and see you again tomorrow.